Absolutely insane what you can accomplish with AI right now. We actually made this entire t-shirt from home using AI with absolutely no skills, and that's what we're going to show you how to do in this video today. But not only are we going to show you how to design, we're also going to show you how to launch and sell your original ideas through a simple to follow 5-step system. And in order to accomplish this, we're going to be using print on demand. For those of you who don't know, give me 10 seconds to explain what print on demand is. It essentially means that your products aren't made until a customer orders them. The beauty about this is that you don't have to carry any stock. The platforms that you work with will carry all of the inventory risk, and you essentially just focus on the marketing and sales. Now, in order to get started, the first thing you need to decide on is a brand name and the product that you're going to offer. Now, you need to really hone in on who the customer that's going to be buying your product is. You need to be super specific. Is it going to be skaters? Is it going to be BMX bikers? Yogis? Is it going to be athletes? That'll help shape your designs and your collections to resonate with them. I want to paint this with an example. A few years ago, there was a brand called Antisocial Social Club. Now, when this released, it was hot. Everybody wanted it. They identified an audience of people and a community of people and a customer base that was antisocial, and they wanted them to be social, as weird as that sounds. Essentially, that's who really resonated with the brand, people that were antisocial. They really honed in on the brand name. The designs were very simple, font-based designs, but they expanded it into multiple colorways. Because there was no other product like them in the market, they were able to really stand out. They had timed releases, they had exclusive memberships. On the other end of the spectrum, you have a brand such as Life is Good. And Life is Good is one of those companies that's been around since probably before I was born, but they continue to stay relevant in the market. Their ethos and their messaging is literally happiness, fulfillment, and what are you doing with your life right now to enjoy it? And it's two different markets, guys. Antisocial Social Club is on this side and Life is Good is on this side. But guess what? They're selling the exact same products. They're just servicing a different audience and a different customer base. So as you start thinking about your brand and your customer, you really need to fine tune on who you're going to service and what products are you going to create that are going to relate to them. Because once you have that identified, the next step is in the design. I'm going to show you some AI tools that are absolutely incredible that'll help you get production ready art. We're going to dive into actually creating a collection here with you guys, my thought process around how we designed it, why we designed it, and then launching it with print on demand. So let's get started. After years of working with different brands and designing collections for my own products, we created a system that breaks down the designing phase into 4 stages. The first is in creating your inspo board. Using a platform such as Google Sheets allows you to set a direction and quickly save things that you come across either online or in the real world while you're just going about your business. To start, it helps to name the collection for it to be a guiding star for your designs. In our example, we're going to call it Out the Mud. We will then fill the words that describe what we're attempting to create. And if you're drawing a blank, this is where you can actually go to ChatGPT to assist you. We asked it to break down what Fear of God's design and marketing direction was, because the goal is to find words that describe what it is. Sometimes it's hard to determine on your own. So once you select the words that really stand out to you, add them into your slides. And you're gonna see how this plays out into the designing of your brand in just a second. The idea is to start filling up the board with visuals that may resonate with you. And it will also resonate with the niche customer that you're looking to sell to. Next thing we're going to do is head to Pinterest and start looking up brands that match some of the keywords that you selected. Now, I recommend that you save any design that calls your attention when it comes to doing this research. Don't forget, AI is only as good as the person driving, so you need to know where you're headed. Because once you filled up the inspo board, next comes making the design. Now today, there's all kinds of platforms for you to design on, but one that I use and recommend is Kittl. They've been changing the game with their AI designer, and it's really a co-pilot for you to create original graphics. All you're going to do is format your artboard for high resolution. Now I recommend a starting point of 5000 by 5000 with 300 DPI for t-shirt graphics. Now in order to create AI designs, you will insert a prompt. Now we're simply going to copy and paste the description that we compiled in our inspo board. The results that you get from here are going to depend on the image style that you select. Kittl makes it easy for you to export different styles depending on what you're going to be using it for. Now in order to move forward successfully with this, I recommend that you reference the inspo board that you created. Remember that guiding star, and stick to the style that most relates to the idea that you compiled. That way, all you got to do is change the description of the prompt, and you're going to get a closer to final graphic with using less credits. Now, one of the designs we prompted was inspired by Off-White's Paisley City Rose design, and by using descriptive words and sticking to our Out the Mud direction, this AI created a sick repeatable pattern rose chain graphic. Take a look at it here. Now, when it comes to creating fonts, unfortunately, AI isn't good with fonts yet, but Kittl does have templates. And since I had an inspiration in mind, I chose a template that had a similar vibe. And all we had to do was add it to our AI generated graphic, and we officially completed our first design using the power of AI. To wrap up our graphics, we're gonna make the rose pattern an actual tileable graphic. Later on, you'll see how this is gonna be used, but it's super helpful to actually connect your graphic and make it and expand it, because that way you can actually put it on a variety of different products, and you guys will see how those turn out later on. So if you enjoyed this video so far, hit that subscribe button, and once you're ready to start making graphics, check out the video description, as we actually included a link to sign up to Kittl for free and use all the features that we just showed you in this video. As you can see, creating designs with AI makes things absolutely incredibly easy. Now, a few years ago, you'd have to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to get similar qualities. But now with your designs, you may be wondering, how do I actually make my products? Well, this is where a platform such as Printful comes into play. And Printful allows you to print on hoodies, t-shirts, hats, bags, even shoes, which we actually made a video here on creating shoes with AI. So these types of platforms, called print-on-demand platforms, allow your creativity to really come to market. And once you head on over to Printful's dashboard, you'll see that they have a variety of different products. Now, the first products we're gonna select is the all-over print products in order to take advantage of the tileable print that we designed. Once you select that, you're gonna see templates that look like this, and you gotta fill up your design inside of them. Now, these templates are how a product is gonna be cut and sewn, and this is really where tileable graphics come into play, as you don't want seams to have a hard cut, but you want them to be merged together. By selecting mockup, you can see your progress and see how the designs are linking together. The next product we're gonna work on is a button-up t-shirt, and we're gonna upload our art to the front, to the back, sleeves, and neck area. Now, if you don't insert all your art into the appropriate sections, you will be left with some white areas. So the mock-up that you're seeing on screen is showing you exactly how it's gonna be printed and sewn. So we're gonna fill up the rest of the garment to complete this product. Now, if you wanna go ahead and double confirm and start to seed it out before you place your orders, what you can actually do is download your mock-ups directly from Printful, which allows you to start putting them into a line sheet. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna upload these to Kittl, which will allow us to see how this collection is coming together. Now, personally, I wanted the chains to be a little bit smaller, so we're gonna rework the art and tile it more in order for this to not be such a big chain around the front or the bottoms. Now, once we accomplish that, and we see the final mock-ups and we approve of them, we're gonna place our sample orders. Now, when it comes to ordering samples from Printful, they'll arrive in a box to your door within a few days. And while we wait for the package to arrive, for those of you who are watching and are wondering how to access Printful for your own e-commerce store, I wanna quickly show you how this works. You see, Printful is an app that is available on a variety of different e-commerce platforms, including Shopify. And once you sign up for an account, you can then connect the Printful app to your Shopify website and start designing products and publishing them to your store, just like we showed you. Now, the best part about Printful is that they allow you to fully white label your products, which means that you're able to add your own branding and remove the manufacturer's label, so everything looks like 100% your own. Now, we included a special sign-up link down below, which gives you a discount to your first sample order in order to help get you started. Now, let's get back to the studio and see how these products came in. Now, whether you're placing sample orders for yourself or they're getting shipped out to a customer, whenever you do business with Printful, they'll ship it out to you like this. Now, this is the very first time I look at these products, but I want to unbox them here with you guys and talk about the pros and cons of the different printing methods. What are the limitations with AI art? How can you make the most of your art that you create? And how does it look on a product? That way you guys are designing for the right medium and you get the best quality products. So I want to start with the sublimation. Now, sublimation is what we created here, and it's what we were so excited about showing because, honestly, super pumped about this. Let's check it out. Now, it's pretty simple. Like right here, it has a little QR code, little details on the product. Comes nicely packed and shipped. Whoa, look at that, guys. Absolutely amazing. Like, I am blown away. Let's take a look at the other product. Okay, this is pretty cool. So this product feels it's like a jersey short. It feels like very sports-ish. This product here feels nice. So the fabric for this is Sublimation, and it's 100% polyester. So let's take a look at the details in here so you guys can kind of see how the design came to be. So if you guys remembered, we designed around the entire shirt. And we had to drop it in the patterns. And the reason why that's important is because you want it to match throughout the shirt. So if you see here, this is Like aside from some of these connections, like it looks pretty seamless. That's why it's important to get like kind of like a seamless type of print. The quality in terms of the printability, color matching, look at that. It looks like the exact same print. One doesn't look darker than the other. It doesn't look mismatched. Now, some important things to know about sublimation is you are limited to the fabric type you can choose. Sublimation, to be vibrant and look high quality, is limited to polyester fabrics. Now, that is a limitation, but it does allow you to go full color and do cut and sew when it comes to print on demand. Now, some of the cons, some of the hard parts with working with sublimation is the fact that you do have to keep your art in mind. When it comes to sublimation, some of the challenges is in how the colors will react to the fabric. As long as you keep a high quality, high resolution file, for the most part, you're pretty good on creating a high-end product. The better the art, the sharper it is, the less issues you're gonna have with sublimation. All right, now let's take a look at the other products. The next one we got is a direct-to-garment t-shirt. Now, this was a t-shirt that we made that was out the mud, inspired. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what it is. Okay, this is direct-to-garment printing. Now, direct-to-garment printing allows you to print on pretty much any fabric as long as it's more of a cotton mix. Now, the best part about doing direct-to-garment printing is that you have absolutely no setup fees. This means there's no color separation fees. There's no added cost for you to actually do a full color design. Now, those are the positives. Now, some of the cons of doing DTG is that you are limited to cotton fabric. This means that it has to be a blend of cotton in order for the colors to pop. Those are the main cons of DTG, but the beauty about it is that it allows you to start designing t-shirt brands, allows you to start building out your collection with little to no cost. Last but not least is the embroidery that we got. Now, when it comes to doing embroidery, the pros is that you could put it on almost any product. And it's a pretty low cost method to brand something and get some really good price point. Now, the cons to doing embroidery, this is a major con. It's something that you gotta think about when you're designing with AI, is the fact that your design needs to be simple. Because if you have too many different colors, too many different elements into it, it's not gonna look good. But then Printful actually has a system where their team reviews it. And since they reviewed it and they said, hey, it's a little too many elements, do you approve of this design? They cleaned it up for us and they gave us a product that was better to print with embroidery. Now, before we move into the marketing phase of this video, we do need to grab some photos in order to list these products on the site. We're using a simple background and one key light, and we're actually grabbing different angles and poses. But let's face it, guys, I'm not a model, and chances are you aren't either. So another good part about AI is that they're now able to replace us with some professional looking models. So you can go from this photo that I took of myself to this. You can now become a professional looking model and even replace the background with a professional studio set at the push of a button. It's absolutely crazy what AI can do for us today. And we actually linked this tool, which is called Botica, in the description down below. And we're gonna be diving into more details on how to leverage this in the future video. So comment any questions that you may have about this in the comment section below. Now let's jump into the marketing part. Now, how you market your product will be the key difference on whether you can upcharge and make a profit using print on demand. Now, it's the difference between being able to sell a $25 shirt and a $40 shirt. It's how you design it and how you portray that message and who you work with to amplify that. So when it comes to marketing, key things to keep in mind is making sure that you're filling up your social media pages. All right, oftentimes people want to launch something and they're not launching content to really start to build a community, because you can't just launch something and expect that people will come and buy. Use ChatGPT for some content ideas. Now, the beauty about this is that you can literally tell it who your audience is, age ranges, what it is that you want to sell, and then you can ask it, can you create some social media posts for me or some Instagram reel ideas? It'll literally give you guys the blueprint for what you need to film. Start with whatever it is that you got, because from that, you film it, make adjustments, make it your own, and just start publishing content, guys. The more you start publishing, the more you start to understand the algorithms and the better that your videos will get viewed. But it's not gonna come overnight. This is a strategy that is gonna take time, and you need to put that into action. Now, AI in marketing can also help you in crafting the captions. These are the descriptions that go under the reel. It can also help you put together the hashtags that you might want to consider. Even better, it can actually help you write email campaigns. It can help you write your promotion. So if you're struggling with marketing, begin there. Identify who your audience is, start writing captions, start writing emails, start writing blog posts. And guys, you got to train it in order for it to talk better, and you also got to do some edits yourself in order for it to be more personal. Now, what we did for you here is we actually linked all of the resources that we discussed in the description right down below. It's right next to that subscribe button. So if you've gotten any value from this video us so far, hit that subscribe button and turn on that post notification bell. Would greatly appreciate it. Now, once you have marketing, you're gonna get traffic to your site, but in order to convert it, you're gonna need to prepare to scale. So what does this mean? This means taking full advantage of your website's design as well as how your customers interact with it. To begin with, you wanna make sure that any traffic that comes to your site, you're able to capture. This means having pop-ups either on the homepage as you're browsing products. You need to be able to capture that traffic in order for them to come into an email list that you can retarget at a future date. Because the reality of e-commerce, guys, is that people aren't buying on the first time that they see something. So when it comes to pop-ups and email marketing, a great platform to consider is called Omnisend. Now, the best part about Omnisend is that they honestly blew me away when it came to how easy it was to create campaigns and automations. Plus, their pricing tier is super competitive and offers you everything that you need to start or grow your e-commerce business. It also connects seamlessly to Shopify. So once you sign up and connect it to your store, it will then take you to a dashboard where you can manage campaigns, pop-ups, automations, and SMS marketing. And after selecting automations, it will walk you through your first campaign. And after literally clicking a few buttons, your first automation is completed. Absolutely insane how simple and fast this is. And you can do the same thing for the welcome emails. And on this section, you could just drag and drop the details that you need and just quickly build out the templates on the side. And you can also quickly launch your pop-up forms onto your website in seconds by following the same model. In as little as 5 minutes, I built out the most important parts that we needed to retarget potential customers. And we actually linked Omnisend in the description down below for you to get started. By having all of these things set correctly on your site, you're able to take advantage of the traffic and help convert to sales. Because once you have your foundation set, next comes the refining of the plan. And at this stage of the business, you're already getting traffic, you're getting sales, you're seeing some real data, you're sending out email campaigns, you're being super consistent with everything that you're doing in the business. And I know, guys, it could take a little bit of time to get to this stage. So even though this video is telling you in 5 steps how quick it is, the reality is this could take weeks, it could take months, or it could take a couple weekends, depending on how much hours you're spending on this. And if you're currently working on this on a part-time basis, just take it one step at a time. The goal is to essentially be able to analyze everything that you've been working on. So what are your open rates on the email campaigns? What subject lines get the most clicks? Which actual offers get the most click-through rates? What's being added to cart the most? What has your better margins, right? The more you understand your business itself, you can refine the business and actually increase and improve everything that you're working on. But this is where AI comes into play to really help you and actually develop the long-term plan that's gonna allow you to grow. So for example, if you know that, hey, every time I send out an email, it's allowing me to make X amount of dollars, well, you need to probably send out more emails. But how do you send out more emails? You have to spend more time writing. Or you can implement ChatGPT to actually create an entire calendar of content that you can now design using design tools that are out there in a simple template on your email provider. You can now schedule out emails on a daily or a couple days basis. So every week you're sending out content there. And then you're using all of the AI tools to create organic content for you, to help you script, to help you write, to give you inspiration as to what you should create. And then you're using AI tools to analyze the conversations that people are essentially having on your website. What are the questions that they're asking, and how can you answer it either on an email campaign, on a piece of content that you're making, or maybe you decide to reach out to that person to learn more about their issue and the products that you can potentially create to solve it. All of these are things that AI can help you with. We're living in a completely different world today, because even 6 months ago, this wasn't all available to you at your fingertips. Today, all of the data is literally there. When it comes to print on demand, using AI designs, you can quickly throw a store up and you can quickly start to market that store to get those sales and to do all of these efforts. But again, you don't need more information. What you need right now is to start taking action. So instead of waiting and watching more videos, I want you to just start with the first step. Who are you going to target? What product are you going to make? Start designing, start uploading, start posting, start promoting, start selling, and the rest of these steps will fall right into place. And the total sampling cost was around $150 to produce this. Now before, it would at least cost you $1,000 or $1,500 if you were doing something like this for cut and sew. So it radically has broken down the barriers for you to start. It was a reason why we started this channel. It was to provide you with the knowledge and the education that you needed to take the next best step. And if you're taking action on it right now and you have further questions, leave those questions in the comments right down below. We'll answer them in the comments, or we'll answer them in the future video. And if right now you're wondering, okay, I need some additional help, a community, I don't really have that support system. Well, I encourage you guys to join our free community that we also linked in the description with all the resources that we mentioned throughout this video. In that community, we have free PDFs as well as new trainings that are launching every single week on there. It's been incredible to work with you guys because over the years, we've worked with thousands of different brands, some of which have gone on to make millions of dollars. And I want you guys to be the next big success. So join our free community, subscribe to this channel, and if you're interested in taking the next steps in legitimizing the business, take a look at this video right here where we dive into the steps that you need to register it, make it legit, and start making some sales. I'll see you guys in that video.